This is Hard Launch on Late Night Hype. I'm Zuzu Bell, and today we're discussing right-on-right crime and the birth of the post-ironic Chaos Bros. Are you ready for the meme-driven Chaos Bros? It's a question that is being asked of Americans in the wake of the most recent shootings. Even as you read this article, some Zoomer is buried in the digital hollows of subreddits, Forchan and Discord groups spouting right-wing, black pill ideology and subsisting on a daily dose of memes and game culture. But what makes these Gen Zers different is that they are operating under the aegis of extreme nihilism expressed through mimetic irony. I've spoken extensively about the use of gaming culture and techniques to steer the direction of the country towards authoritarianism, but the recent assassination of Charlie Kirk by what many speculate is a Groyper, a far-right, nihilistic incel group led by their mascot Nick Fuentes, has broadened the conversation onto the national stage. But in order to unravel the weaponization of mimetic irony by right-wing factions, we must take a deep dive into the absurdity of the Ouroboros of right-on-right crime. Before I sprint into my thoughts, I must preface this conversation by stating that the idea of being targeted and killed by anyone is frightening. We should be able to respect the existence of all people without resorting to violence. That is what laws and shame is for. But what makes this threat more insidious is that we are not prepared to grapple with the nihilism of mimetic irony, mixed with the proliferation of Chaos Bros. Their career prospects, non-existent. Their love lives, dismal. Unhappy with their walking existence, many have retreated into the confines of online communities to find connection. But prolonged dichotomist existence, where their virtual and IRL lives stand in stark contrast to one another, results in both cognitive and ludonarrative dissonance. Ludonarrative dissonance, in respects to environmental interactions, is when the normally seamless integration of mechanics and story to maintain the cohesion of narrative and interaction is disrupted. Chaos Bros. Broken by the never-ending flow of doomsday messaging and accelerationist talking points, use laughter as a coping mechanism on digital platforms. But what we've experienced since the pandemic is the rise of nihilist irony weaponized to express racial animus and clout. But what happens when Zoomers' lighthearted nihilism turns into agents for chaos? The alleged shooter, Tyler Robinson, was very immersed in meme and gaming culture and has kept his post-ironic humor up until he was turned in by his father. When Tyler was on the run, his friends tagged him in a Discord message that read Waya, of which he responded, his doppelganger was trying to get him in trouble. Another user responded, Tyler killed Charlie. After the group suggested they turn him in for the 10,000 reward, Tyler responded, only if I get a cut, the NYT reported. Mimetic nihilism, absurdism with a tinge of lightheartedness about egregious acts, is a theme that carries through this ordeal and was further exhibited in the engraved bullet casing of the weapon used in the killing of Kirk. One bullet read, notices bulges OO. What's this? A copy and paste meme parroting furries. Hey fascists, catch. Up symbol. Right symbol, then 3. Down symbol's a reference to the video game Helldiver's secret airstrike code. Bella Ciao, Bella Ciao, Bella Ciao Ciao Ciao, an anti-fascist song that appears in Helldivers and Hearts of Iron's video games. 1, 2, 3, 4. I declare a meme war. Nick Fuentes and his Groypers have declared mimetic warfare against Kirk for not being far-right enough. In the now-deleted post from September 1st, 2025, Fuentes, who believes Kirk is not anti-Semitic enough, racist enough, or misogynist enough to lead the movement. In his taunting rant to Kirk, Fuentes states that the "I have already impregnated your organization, I've taken your baby, Turning Point USA, and I fucked it. Your whole crew are Groypers." Fuentes has also admitted to filling his debates with Groypers, putting themselves in the hot seat to debate Kirk in an effort to expose his hypocrisy and unfitness to lead. They were after him because in no small part, they got Donald Trump elected and feel they own the party. But the Groypers are not the only Chaos Bros using mimetic warfare to further their cause of white supremacy. Peyton Gendron, the Buffalo shooter, included many great replacement memes like Wojak faces and Happy Merchant memes in his manifesto. The Christ shooter referenced PewDiePie. With many of these Chaos Bros, no common god is needed, just a common enemy. And for the Zoomer generation, it has created profound disorientation. Caught up in a meaningless cycle of desire and competition, they seek out meaning by cannibalizing itself through its ideology and nihilistic actions, ostensibly creating an Ouroboros of chaos as each iteration fights to reign supreme. They are woefully unhappy and confused as to what to do about it, so they resort to violence. Does this spell the death of irony and satire? It's very possible. Schrödinger meme theory states that the origin of the comedic product must be known in order for the audience to know whether the humor is ironic or not. The Boomer and Gen X generations, who were raised on irreverent contrarians who used irony and satire as a way of communicating and bringing light to issues, is becoming lost in translation. This stands in stark contrast to our understanding of humor because white supremacy dictated the norms. Black American humor was another subset under which irony and satire reigned supreme because of its use of racial humor and the popularity of comics like Pryor, Murphy, Rock, and Chappelle, who have created a shared language widely understood by most Americans. Meme culture is layered and nuanced in such a way, context and personal connection is integral to humor being understood. We all remember the uproar the Politics of Fear New Yorker cover of Obama caused because it did not take into mind its audience. Perhaps it's time that we sit down with the youth, go through their devices, and not take for granted that we understand what's going on in their world. Because if last week's events have proved anything, it is that we're in a brave new world. LMFAO. Okay, Boomer. Read the full story at zuzubel.substack.com or listen to the series here on YouTube. The stories are docked to my homepage.